There's something nobody tells you about having a sharp mind. It's not the awards or the compliments that define it. You stand at the window, watching the world move, and somehow, even surrounded by everything, you feel completely alone. People assume intelligence is a straight path to an easier life, but the real story is far more complicated than that. Your mind never actually rests. It runs forensic investigations into conversations that happened 3 days ago. You stand frozen at the crossroads of every possible outcome, unable to move because you can see too many paths at once. This isn't a character flaw. Psychologists call it analysis paralysis, when thinking too deeply becomes the thing that stops you from moving forward. You don't want small talk. You want conversations that leave you feeling like something shifted, something opened, something real was exchanged. It's like standing behind glass. You can see everyone laughing on the other side, but the wall between you never quite disappears. Even alone on a quiet bench, there's a specific ache that comes not from a lack of people, but from a lack of depth. Psychologists call it intellectual loneliness. You walk into a room and your brain is already reading every shift in energy, every misaligned word, every forced smile. You can see the version of someone they want you to believe in, and quietly, without saying a word, you also see what they're hiding. Every door you pass carries something you've already decoded, and the weight of knowing things others don't notice never really lifts. At night, the memories of other people's faces, words, and pain replay themselves across the ceiling of your mind. You grip the podium and perform because the expectation was set long ago. One mistake and the whole room recalibrates what they thought of you. It lands differently when you stumble, the unspoken question hanging in the air. I thought you were supposed to be the smart one. You stand in front of your own reflection and wonder if the capable version people see is real or just a performance you've been maintaining for years. The smarter you are, the more clearly you see the vast ocean of everything you still don't know, and that awareness can be deeply unsettling. Your brain isn't undermotivated, it's understimulated, starving for something complex enough to actually feel worth doing. You sit through the meeting, nodding along, while somewhere inside your mind, an entire universe is quietly turning without anyone knowing. You study the maze before entering it, not because you're afraid, but because your mind needs to solve it before your body will agree to move. You stare at the finished work in front of you, and all you can see is the distance between what it is and what you knew it could have been. On one side of you, the version that creates freely. On the other, the version that freezes, paralyzed by the weight of being seen and found lacking. You hold up the ideal in your mind and stand beside what you actually made, and the gap between the two feels like a verdict. You've been running so long on such high standards that one day you simply stop, not from giving up, but from having nothing left to give. You stand before a wall of questions, not with fear, but with the stubborn, restless need to find an answer behind every single one of them. The compass spins and doesn't stop, and you've slowly accepted that some searches were never meant to end with a single direction. You stand above the warmth of the world below, not because you chose distance, but because depth has always carried you somewhere slightly apart. Their crying becomes your crying. Their exhaustion settles into your chest like it belongs there, and you don't always know how to put it back down. You walk away from the crowd carrying fragments of everyone else's pain woven into the way you hold your shoulders. You weren't asked to carry it, but empathy doesn't ask permission, and so you carry it anyway, all the way home, all the way to sleep. Alone in the corner, you finally let the composed version of yourself crack just slightly, not loudly, just enough to finally feel what you've been holding. Your face tells one story, perfectly steady, perfectly composed, while your shadow on the wall tells the real one. Close your eyes, tilt your face upward, let the weight of needing to understand everything, just for this moment, slowly dissolve. Every spiral, every question, every heavy night, none of it was a flaw. It was just a mind refusing to live on the surface. You walk a more complicated path than most, and learning to walk it steadily, without apology, is the quietest kind of courage there is. Somewhere far ahead, the distance between you and the rest of the world grows a little smaller, and something in you has always known it would. You reach out and finally touch the reflection without flinching, and for the first time, what looks back at you doesn't feel like a stranger. From above, the entire landscape of your mind spreads outward in every direction, vast, intricate, and entirely, beautifully yours. From your open hand rises something no one else could have created, built from depth, from questioning, from feeling everything all the way down. You walk forward now, carrying all of it, not as a burden, but as everything that makes you exactly and only who you are.